I'm so glad that I've finally gotten you four to sit down and play an actual normal game of Commander.
Yeah, it's been a while.
We don't often do that.
No.
The gimmicks are fun, but...
Why are you putting an ominous disc into the middle of the table?
So don't worry. This is basically simple command.
I don't like it when he says don't worry.
I immediately worry.
A normal island, and then like every game of Commander, I'll just play this Soul Ring. You just put the card here, and now this perfectly normal evolving Soul Ring will be randomized slightly, and now it's Soul Ring Flood. It has haste, and I can still tap it to add 2, but at the beginning of my end step, each opponent loses 1 life.
What?
That's...
Hang on. It doesn't... Why does it have haste?
It just randomizes from a series of other cards found on the internet.
God's sake. Okay, fine.
And I will proceed to my end step, where each of you will lose 1 life.
I agree, Soul Ring wasn't good. Like, if you don't like the person that plays Soul Ring, they also ding you, so you're aware of what it
So
is.
we super don't like the person who played Soul Ring, 100%.
I'll draw. Unfortunately, I don't have a Soul Ring, or any 1-drop for that matter, so I'll play a land and pass.
Actually, Todd, remember, when you play stuff, you have to put it in the middle.
Oh, yes.
Oh, even lands, cool. All right, please be a Lotus, please be a Lotus, please be a Lotus. Canopy Colonnade. White creature spells you cast cost 1 less to cast.
What? That seems good.
Oh, that's from Oketra's Monument.
And for 3 white blue, you can activate it to become a 4/4 white blue elemental creature with flying and vigilance.
So that's actually Colonnade, and it has the subtype.
It also loses the comes into play tapped ability. That's just a Savannah with
better
upside.
dual land.
Yeah.
With upside? With
Yeah.
upsides.
Upside's plural.
Go.
All right, well, that's terrifying, and I'm hoping against hope that I'll be able to do something. So I will play a basic planes, which will morph into...
It only has 2 charges.
Okay, well, that's bad for me. So I'm assuming that basic lands, they're too good to transform into other things.
Too powerful already.
Too powerful.
Untouchable.
Unlike your Soul Ring, obviously, which
Yes.
did need to get pushed even further, 100%. Great bully for me, pass the turn, I've got nothing.
I will draw. Okay, I won't play a basic land in that case, now that we found that out. I'll play an Arcane Lighthouse. What? It's turned into Solemn Dragon Speaker. Oh. It's a land legendary creature, worm. Tap, add colorless, flying. At the beginning of each player's upkeep, that player sacrifices a creature.
What?
If the player can't, sacrifice Solemn Dragon Speaker. It's a 4/4.
Wait,
So, are you gonna have to sacrifice?
I just have to immediately sacrifice
Oh,
it.
he doesn't even have
What
haste.
is this?
that's very funny.
Can wait.
Oh, I think it only happens once.
Oh my God. I was wondering what you were trying to get for. You need more quarters in the fruit machine for it to work. I am
Can I
sorry.
just stay in my turn forever to keep my worm?
I'm actually not against you just having another turn. I mean, it goes anyway.
All right, I'll pass my turn and upkeep. I'm sorry.
Hey, sometimes the fruit machine doesn't pay out.
The fruit
Sometimes
machine
it gives.
the fruit machine takes.
Often the fruit machine takes more than it gives.
Okay, because we're playing the Commander Masters precons, I'm surprised to see this card because it's been a while. I will pay 4 life to play a Norn's Annex.
Righty-ho.
Will it say a Norn's Annex? I'm not so sure. Oh no, it's a Norn's Dark Imposter. It's an artifact enchant world. Haven't seen those in a while.
Oh no, not Dark Imposter. I know what that does.
It has flying, but it's not a creature. And creatures with flying cannot block creatures without flying, and creatures without flying can block creatures with flying.
Wait, hang on, no, that's not what that Dark Imposter does at all.
Enchant World, eh?
No, it took flying from the Dark Imposter, I think.
Oh, I see.
And the enchant world is...
So if someone plays another thing that becomes an enchant world, that goes away.
I'd assume so, yes.
Nice, yeah.
That's fantastic.
So now that I've done this, I'll each ding you for 1 because of my Soul Ring, which is something that happens in every game of
I
Commander.
feel like everyone's turn 1 was equally powerful.
Draw a plain island and a winged sliver. It transforms into winged sliver sauté. Did I say that correctly?
Like, cooking? Sauté? Ah, it is a sauté!
From the onset.
It's a creature sliver. All sliver creatures have flying, so nothing changed there. It also gained Death Touch. It also now taps for 2 mana of any color. and it has the slight upgrade of being an 8/9.
Oh, whoa!
That's not bad.
Yeah, really buried the lead on that one.
I think this went reasonably well, so it's your turn.
Well, I can only hope that when I untap upkeep draw.
That's a clock. But it does have flying, which is worse now.
That is true. All slivers are worse now. I also like that in case you don't want to hit with an 8/9, you can make 2 mana. And the Death Touch gives us
Yeah, it's just a cherry on the top, isn't it? I'm going to play a Forest and a Plains, and I'm going to cast for 2 mana Jukai Naturalist. Jukai Naturalist becomes Raking Naturalist. It is an enchantment creature, human monk, flying, lifelink, protection from vampires. Whenever a creature,
That'll be handy.
whenever a creature with flying attacks you, Raking Naturalist deals 4 damage to it. It also has flying and is a 4/3.
Somehow everyone's cards seem better.
This is very good. Well, actually, this has 2 instances of flying. It's got flying, lifelink, protection from vampires, and then flying at the bottom.
It's one flying away from the general.
Yeah, it's almost better. Oh, yes.
I really want to try and work out what all the parts are, because obviously it's Raking Canopy is the deals 4 damage. The flying could be from anything, but I want to know what flying, lifelink, protection from vampires.
So fun thing, if you want, in the link below that is in the pinned comment, there is the description of every card that was added to each of these, if ever you want to find out yourself.
And that is my turn. That was a much better turn than I was expecting. I have lost my enchantment reduction, which is a bit of an annoyance, but...
All been complaining about my Soul Ring. You played a 2 mana 8/9, and you played something that deals 4 to flyers and has 4 power for 2 mana?
Yes, unfortunately it can't block the Winged Sliver Saute because it has 9 life, so we will move, I guess.
I will untap my lands. I'll play a waste and pass the turn.
Oh, Jamin!
Which is good because you don't lose it.
I should be grateful.
So I'm really afraid to play my lands because I feel like they might not add the colors I want anymore, but I'll play this command tower.
Go ahead.
Oh, it still does! It's Command Tower Thallid Germinator. It's a land artifact. It taps for 1 of any color of my commander's identity, and at the beginning of my upkeep, I put a spore counter on Thallid Germinator, and if I remove 3 spore counters, I make a Saproling.
Nice, that's a classic Thallid.
That's pretty good on a land as well.
Sweet, yeah, it's an artifact. Please don't blow it up.
There's lots of artifacts that, hey, if you've got a Vandal Blast in hand,
Yeah, you build an artifact deck.
although to be honest, if you cast Vandal Blast, it could be, I don't know, Healing Salve at this point.
And I will try to ramp by playing this Talisman of Conviction.
Nice.
It still ramps. It's a Talisman of Tsunami. Boy, that's metal.
No,
It
not
taps-
Tsunami.
Tsunami. Enchant creature. It taps to add 1 mana. It has Aftermath, which won't matter. And if I sacrifice a beast, I gain 4 life.
Oh, thank goodness, it's not the actual rules text from Tsunami.
Yeah. Why is it Tsunami?
It just took. It's an enchant creature.
Yeah.
Wait.
You don't have. Oh. Okay.
Oh!
Okay.
But you can tap, like,
I can
you
tap
get
it
all the
to add
benefits.
mana,
You can also sacrifice it
confusing.
for. No, just a beast. Okay.
and then I'll tap 3 and play what used to be an Oath of Jace, but now is an Oath of Spiny Starfish.
Oh.
It's a legendary enchanted creature, merfolk. I skip my draw step.
So the hope immediately died.
Oh. And at the beginning of your end step, you may pay any amount of life. If you do draw that many cards, your maximum hand size is 5. At the beginning of your upkeep, scry X, where X is the number of planeswalkers I control.
Okay, that suddenly became a lot better.
You may pay any amount of life.
But my maximum hand size, it's the new Necropotence.
Yeah, what's it? Necromitant?
Well, now it's Oath of Spiny Starfish.
Oh, sorry, you're right. You're quite
Yes.
correct. And it's a creature. It's a 2/3.
And a 2/3.
So I will pass a turn, and then I have a few triggers.
Yes.
First, you'll all lose life.
Okay.
And then I will choose to pay, you guys paid life? I will pay 2 life and draw 2 cards.
How generous of you.
Pass the turn. I'm sorry,
It's
Jamin.
so
We
sad.
invited you to this fun format, and all you have is a waste.
I'll tap my 8/9 Death Touch
For mana?
for mana.
Oh, and you laughed at that line earlier.
I did, but then I realized it's 2 mana, so why not? And then I'll tap a blue to cast a Hibernation Sliver. Normally it does something with slivers.
Let's see if it keeps doing it.
Hibernation Worm.
Oh.
It's still a sliver.
Well,
Flying and Delph.
that's it.
That's it.
Oh,
it's
it
also a
is a
2/6.
2/6.
It's a casual
Oh, and it's a
2/6.
2/6.
And it is flying.
Flying is, a lot of things have flying now.
Yeah. So you got flying on your flying thing, which has flying. And it's a worm. It's also a sliver.
For the black and the green, I will cast a Venom Sliver. It becomes Bank, Sliver, Ancient Tomb.
I go to the bank and it's a Sliver Ancient Tomb.
It's now a Sliver Skeleton. Sliver creatures you control have still Death Touch.
Good.
And I can tap to add 2 colors mana to your mana pool, and Bank, Sliver, Ancient Tomb deals 2 damage to you.
I love how all of your slivers have the keywords that the other slivers are supposed to be granting them. Like, great, your Death Touch thing has Death Touch, your flying thing has flying.
How do all your spells ramp you?
And as maybe a final, I actually realized I don't know. I will just play this land and see what happens. Cinderglade becomes Detective Dog.
That's so much
Dog
better.
Detective, my favorite show.
It's a land, mountain, forest dragon,
That's not a dog.
and it has brackets, tap, and it deals 3 damage to each opponent.
It only deals damage to opponents. It doesn't even.
It doesn't have the forest and mountain subtype.
makes mana.
It also has the flavor text. No, not the sarcophagus. Corn, damn you. You disloyal curs, just kill me. By Lord of Atlantis.
Brilliant, fantastic.
Can I tap it for dragon mana? Because it's a mountain, forest dragon?
No.
I mean, I think the dragon mana is the 3 damage.
You know what? I'm going to use it. All of you take 3.
Okay, I will untap our upkeep. I will draw. I will play this Tainted Wood,
Oh, no longer.
which will become Temple of Insurance.
No.
It's a land. When Temple of Insurance enters the battlefield, scry 1, tap, add 1 colorless to your mana pool, and it has Extort. That's where the insurance comes in. Okay.
So it enters untapped.
Yes. Oh, and I scry.
scry.
No, I think I'm gonna bottom this because I want 1 more land so I can cast more things from my hand. So I'm gonna put this on the bottom, and I will, for 3 mana, I'm going to cast Dryad of the Isilian Grove, who will become Dryad of the Braids.
Oh.
It's still a nymph dryad. It has flying and vigilance,
What is everything in flying?
and it's a 7/7. I was expecting it to be braids.
I think it's the blue braids, the nice braids.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think this
Oh, it
guide
does.
has
It
braids.
kind of does have
Oh,
braids.
that's fitting.
All right, sweet. Well, I might as well. This will be the first attack for the game.
Yes.
I think it is.
And
I
Dog
can't-
played
I-
a 2 mana 8/9.
Can I make an argument?
Yeah.
He has a soul ring.
Can I make an argument? He has a bunch of creatures that have a lot of power.
I'm gonna make an argument, and I'm going to pay 2 life to attack you.
Why'd you pay 2 life?
Norn's annex. Sorry, Norn's Dark Imposter.
It doesn't have it anymore.
No, now it's just
Oh.
creatures with flying cannot block creatures without flying.
Oh, in that case, I'll hit you for 4.
Oh, so it's even easier to attack me now.
Brilliant. And I will then pass that funky turn.
Hopefully Yamin will get to do something
You
finally
can't
for once.
believe it, but I will play a waste and I get to cast a spell.
Oh my god.
I don't like it.
I'll try a Thought Vessel. It's turned into Kemba's Samurai. It's a 2 mana artifact equipment. You have no maximum hand size. Equipped creature is unblockable and has Shroud. Equip 1.
Oh, so Swiftfoot Boots on a mana rock. Oh, it doesn't have
no
mana.
mana rock anymore.
Unfortunately, there's no mana rock. I tried ramping. I failed. Pass the turn.
Does not want you to have mana.
So has anyone tried playing their commander? First, I can only do it if this does any mana things. Exotic Orchard becomes Sliver Gravemother? Isn't that your commander? It is.
What?
I'm in for it.
But now it adds 1 mana of any color that a land an opponent control could produce, and at the beginning of my upkeep, if I have 4 more creature cards in my graveyard, I may return target creature card from my graveyard to my hand.
Oh, Oversold Cemetery.
So, since no one tried playing their commander, someone's gotta do it. It can't change, right? It's my commander.
Yeah.
Did he just touch my cards?
Oh, that's mine. I'll play Commodore Guff. Oh no, it's still Commodore Guff.
It's changing.
Somehow. But it's also Legendary Planeswalker Guff Snake. And at the beginning of my end step, I put a loyalty counter on another target Planeswalker I control, exile target creature, and then proliferate. And then if I +1, I create a 1/1 red wizard creature token with tap target creature gets +3/+3 until end of turn. And if I'm -3, I draw X cards and it deals X damage to each opponent, where X is the number of artifact creatures I control.
Okay, so we had a little bit of a flub at the end, but pretty good. Also, I've just realized, this is very in keeping for the flavor of what Guff's all about, the rewriter of history and the rewriter of, like, his whole Planeswalker power is that he can rewrite the actual story of the world in which he lives.
So
That
Guff
is
would
very
love this.
fitting.
Yeah, he'd love it. He's the Deadpool of Magic the Gathering, and I feel like so old for having said that. Ugh.
So, Yemen, may I have a dice? Because I'll create a red wizard with tap. Target creature gets +3/+3 until end of turn. So I'll go up to 6, and I make this wizard, which is quite strong, I think.
Oh god, even the token has been fruit machined.
And then I'll finally tap 3 and play Honor Worn Shaku. which has very lovely art. Oh no, it's changing! Honor-worn Izio Blinding Angel is a creature human shaman that taps for 1 mana, is flying. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, that player skips their next combat phase, and it's a 1/1. I think that seems pretty good. I mean, I say that, and you played a 7/7 flying trample.
Flying Vigilance.
Oh, considerably
So I've got
worse.
blockers for days, baby.
Honor-worn ISO Blinding Angel. That's a mouthful.
Well, another thing that is a mouthful is going to be my end step, because I have a lot of triggers. First, you'll only receive 1 damage from Sol Ring.
We take it.
And then at the beginning of my end step, I put a loyalty counter on, another target planeswalker I control. I do not have any. But I do have Oath of Spiny Starfish.
Yes.
So I will pay 1 life and draw 1 card. And I will pass the turn to you, Talon.
So now I untap, but not this one.
Yes, because that's not yours.
That's
It's
mine.
not yours.
Draw. I will start with a Gale Rider Sliver. So normally all slivers gain flying.
But
Now it becomes Genius Sliver.
Wow,
Oh.
that's an upgrade.
And he was smart enough already.
It's a basic creature Sliver Swamp.
oh,
Oh.
Sliver creatures you control are flying. It has flying, and it also has, okay, help me out, Prisa. Esta criatura puede atacar y tan pronto
Spanish.
como en... If I understand, it just has triple flying.
Triple flying unlocked.
Well, actually, I lied. It has 4 individual forms of flying.
It has flying, gives itself flying, gives itself flying.
No, this is haste, no?
Oh, it's
Yeah.
haste.
It's Prisa.
it's also a swamp, so you can immediately tap it for 1 black mana. It has haste, that's what Cruiser is.
It has Prisa.
Oh, you're correct.
Yeah.
It has Prisa. That's awesome because I needed the black for my commander.
Hey!
Oh, how convenient.
So I play a forest and then we tap white, red, black, green, and blue. And play my commander, Sliver Grave Mother. The actual Sliver Grave, not like that.
What? Not for long.
Sliver Sulphur Springs.
Oh.
It's a 6/6 still with every color. It's a legendary creature worm. How is it not a sliver?
Wait,
Oh,
it's not a
yes,
sliver
Lord.
worm, it's just a worm?
It has Defender, Haste, Flying, Ward 2. It taps to add a red or black and deals a damage to you. And it has Encore. Exile this card from your graveyard. For each opponent, take a copy token attacking that opponent is able. They gain haste. Okay.
So it's a 6/6, but it can't attack.
Yeah.
It also has triple flying.
Defender haste is certainly something.
It
My
can.
God.
It has haste, so you may tap for black or red.
May I point out that the trend continues that all of Tafel's cards ram him?
Yeah.
It's true.
Wonderful. Okay, well, attacking. I would say your Commander Guff eats those.
It can go to 1.
Yes.
Damage is dealt.
Let me just see how many types of flying I can acknowledge. Go ahead.
All right.
How many types of flying you can acknowledge?
It's like flying. Flying.
Okay, I will, for my land for turn, I'll play this exotic orchard, which will become...
Mine was a Sliver Grave Mother.
Well, mine is an exotic Rage Reborn.
That's the same thing.
It's a land, it has tap, add green to your mana pool. It also has Graft 1, and it also has pay 2. Target black or green creature gains haste until end of turn.
Oh, Prisa.
Breezer! There we go. Don't mind if I bloody do. Thank you
There
very
you
much.
go.
So when it comes to play, it gets a +1/+1 counter. Whenever a creature comes into play, I can move the counter to it. That's fun. Comes into play untapped. I would love to use this extort trigger, but I think what would be smarter right now would be to attempt to resolve this binding the old gods for 4 mana.
Normally, that's a very powerful card.
Now you get a Saga.
Binding of the Old Gods becomes Binding the Mice Helix, my favorite sci-fi novel. So, the first part of the saga, until end of turn, target creature gains tap, return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand.
Oh.
Okay, so that's Banishing Knack or Vortex Helix. The second part of the saga is put X +1/+1 encounters on target creature you control, where X is 1 plus the number of foods you control.
Oh.
So that's less good.
Very synergistic.
And then the third one is creatures you control get +1/+1 and get Vigilance until end of turn. Okay, so this is here, ETB until end of turn.
I have a proposition.
Yes.
You target my Grave Mother, and I'll bounce the Annex.
How do you bounce the Annex? Oh, okay. I see, because it has haste. Why would you bounce the Annex? No, you mean Norn's Dark Imposter.
Ah, right.
No, you're right. That's a really good idea because then I can get in and kill Guff. You're very smart.
Why am I the target?
You have Soul Ring.
I can't. It's got ward 2. But
I allow it. No, it doesn't matter.
I'd have to pay the cost. But no, it's fine. Vigilant. So I can attack in and then tap on attacks.
Oh, that's so smart.
Wow,
Hey,
you are good at this game.
Why
Allegedly.
is Ward 2 a downside?
I know, right? I will target Dryad of the Braids with the first part of Binding the Mice Helix, which I love as a name. That's my favorite one thus far. And I will declare attacks. Both will come at Guff, and then upon declaring attacks, I'll tap Dryad to bounce Norn's Annex to your hand.
Back to my hand.
Sorry, Norn's whatever it was called.
Norn's Dark Imposter, and unfortunately, Commodore Guff, whose name didn't change,
Ah,
is dead.
Commodore.
They'll teach me to play a Planeswalker.
I will draw.
You're doing so much. You're trying to do so much.
I'm trying my best. I'll play an Art of Oraska if this one sacrifices itself. Now this one is Ribbons of Roga of Care Keep. Basic land avatar. Now, I'll tell you the good news first. It doesn't destroy itself and it adds mana.
Hey!
And there's even more good news because the first spell I cast from exile each turn has Cascade. And for 5 mana and tapping it, target creature gets +3/+3 until end of turn.
Not the worst.
Finally, Jamin gets a good card.
Well, let's see if I ever cast a spell from exile.
You're lucky it has add colorless, because otherwise it wouldn't
Yeah.
make mana.
Yeah.
It doesn't have a land type.
I'll cast Titan's Presence. I don't like what I see, but it's fine. Titan's Rebuke. Target creature gets +4/+0 until end of turn. I don't have any creatures.
Damn it.
Target creature I control gets +2/+2 until end of turn. It fights target creature I don't control. Well, I
would've
don't
been so
control a
good.
creature.
So who's getting the buff?
So
Jamin has a creature buffer for his own creatures and fighting, but doesn't have a creature. He has an equipment, but doesn't have a creature. He had a creature and it sacrificed
this
itself.
is Yamin's terrible, awful, bad day.
It is.
We're all living in his nightmare, really.
I didn't
pass
get
the turn.
which creature gets +4/+0.
This one.
Okay.
Go ahead.
One day you'll get to do something.
Sorry, that was dramatic, but you're not drawing.
Yes, but you're also drawing a lot. So first of all, because it'll decide what I get to play, I'll find out if this is a land. Myriad Landscape. Oh yay, it still taps for mana. Now it's a Myriad Ghoulsteed, though, which is ominous. It is 2 and tap, remove target card in your graveyard from the game. It taps for 1 mana, and then it does what Myriad Landscape normally does. It can search my library for 2 lands and put them into play.
Oh, did you remember your upkeep trigger to get a spore counter on your
I did
command
not!
Thallid?
Thank you, you know my deck so well.
Yeah, I love Thalids. I think they're delightful.
Yes, they are.
And now since I've been taught that playing Planeswalkers makes me the enemy, I will play not a Planeswalker, but it looks like one. It's Oath of Teferi.
Ah,
Except, no, I lied. It's Oath of Flame Blitz Harchmentor. That's a lot of words.
Yep.
It's an artifact equipment legendary enchantment at the beginning of your end step, not another end step thing.
yeah.
It deals 5 damage to each Planeswalker. No, those are mine! Blue spells and red spells I cast cost 1 less to cast, and equipped creature gets +1/+1 and has double strike and trample. Equip 3.
For you, it's not great, but yeah.
It's further incentivizing me not to play Planeswalker.
This is the Oath of Teferi when he's had enough.
Yes.
Stop.
Double strike is awesome when I have this stick. And I am sorry, Spice, but you took out my Planeswalker, so you're going to take a paddling. I'm going to attack you with my Honor-Worn Ezio Blinding Angel that has an Oath of Harchmentor Flame Blitz on it. That's a mouthful.
Very natural.
Which is currently a 2/2 trample double strike
With flying, correct?
with flying.
Well, it's interesting that it's a 2/2, and very natural because my Raking Naturalist will deal 4 damage to it when it attacks.
Why is there so much going on in this
It's
game?
because it's fruit machine magic. You designed the format.
We designed the machine.
I love Raking Canopy. I think it's delightful, and it will be dealt 4 damage.
I hope it loves you back. Unfortunately, I have this wizard, and I can tap it, and target creature gets +3/+3 until end of turn. So this
Yes.
paddle is much bigger now. Paddle, paddle, paddle. So what will happen now is you take 5,
Yep.
and then whenever Blinding Angel deals combat damage to a player, that player skips the next combat phase. So you'll skip your next combat 5, and then you'll take 5 again.
And I'll skip my next combat pick. Got
Indeed.
it. Cool. Hate that.
I'm
Brilliant.
so sorry.
I'm so glad all my stuff's going to get vigilance on the turn that I can't attack.
Okay, now we get to my end step. Everyone will lose 1 life because of Soul Ring.
Yep.
All my Planeswalkers will get 5 damage because
Yep.
of Oath of Harchmentor Flame Blitz, and then I will pay 1 life to draw a card.
Ay, ay, ay.
All right.
All right. I'm looking forward to. This can't attack. Oh, okay.
But it can ram.
You know what else can't attack?
Well,
Spice, twice.
you need to stop.
Oh!
I'm going to attack you over the table.
No. You can't do that.
For the next 2 turns.
No, in real life.
I'll play a swamp and cast a Siphon Sliver.
Ooh.
So normally, sliver creatures you control have lifelink.
But not today.
Well, maybe.
It becomes Nif Mizzet Sliver.
Oh no, that sounds super broken.
Seems really good.
It's a creature sliver. All slivers have. This creature can block as though it has flying.
Oh, so everything has quadruple flying now.
Yeah.
So they only not have flying 4 times, they can also block as though they have flying.
Yep.
And for tapping, for each color among permanents you control, add 1 mana of that color.
It's nothing but ramp. It's ramp all the way down.
I have a 5 color.
Oh wait, and is it serialized? It's 1 on 500? Congratulations. You've been looking for a serialized card.
I refuse to believe that there are 500 of these in production.
So unfortunately, it doesn't tap now, but
Oh no.
Toffel, generally speaking, how much mana do you have on the board?
so if I would use it all, a lot.
Yes.
Probably like 14, eh?
I feel not enough, so let's try to get more.
Hey, there it is.
Soul Ring becomes a Soul Street Hooligan. For tapping, choose 1, destroy target artifact, or creatures without flying can't block this turn.
So wait, it just tapped destroy an artifact?
Tap destroy an artifact is completely absurd.
It also
it
taps
still
for
adds
green.
green.
Yeah, or creatures without flying can't block this turn.
It's still somehow ramp.
Yes.
Also, Soul Street Hooligan sounds like an incredible funk artist.
Yes.
If creatures without flying can't block, and we've got the Norn's something in play,
Dark Imposter Yamin.
then only creatures with flying can block, but they can only...
Block creatures with flying.
Okay.
Who
not-
can
it's not
say
true.
where the road?
Okay, and it's time to clean up. Everybody takes 3.
By cleaning up, you meant all the other seats at the table.
And by everybody, I meant all of you, not me. Then we move to attack. Now, this is,
That's the only thing that can't.
yes, tragically. Carl,
Why me?
you have a Soul Ring.
Yeah.
So do yeah. Okay, good point.
So do I. Unfortunately, I can attack myself. You're getting smacked by just about everything, I think.
Amazing.
I don't like your non-combat things. It makes me afraid.
That's a lot of damage.
So you take 17.
Oi.
Whoa, I'm almost dead. I go to 5.
You do.
Oh, that's wildly unfortunate. Luckily, Spice can't attack me and Yamin doesn't.
Come on!
Wow. Hey now.
I'm a real threat.
Yes.
Yeah, you are, buddy. Yeah. All right, my go. Untap. Not that it matters. I'll keep draw.
You get a Saga trigger.
Oh, very strong.
How many food tokens do you have?
I have no food tokens, so I'll get 1+1/+1 counter, and I will put it on Dryad of the Braids, making it an 8/8 blocker, effectively. For 2 mana, I am going to cast Colony Heart Expedition.
Ooh.
Which, let's put that in the fruit machine. Beetle Heart Charge. All your creatures get +1/+1. Trample.
It's an enchantment.
The enchantment has Trample.
Oh, very useful.
Sweet. So this is a 9/9 now. That's somewhat of a decent blocker. God, I wish I could attack.
Oh, you can. Oh, you skip your whole attack step. Oh.
Yeah. You did that. That was your card.
That's my card.
You're the problem. I am then going to, for 2 mana, I'm going to cast Sithis Harvest Sand. Honestly, I don't want her to change all that much, but I think she will. Dromoka Harvest Slag Heap.
Oh, that's a ringer.
All right, she has tap, add 1 colorless to my mana pool, pay a black, tap, target legendary creature gains fear until end of turn. Ooh. But she does become a 5/5, which isn't too bad.
Oh. Everyone's creatures ramp except Yamin.
Well, unfortunately, I can't do anything else. I'd love to do more stuff, but I'm just going to have to sit back and pass a turn.
I will untap and let's see if I can generate some mana this turn. I will play a Wastes and I will cast Solemn Simulacrum.
Well, that does generally.
That would actually make mana, yeah. Let's not
see.
do that.
Sentinel Dispatch. When you cast the spell, gain control of all creatures target player controls.
What?
Flying, protection from spells and from permanents that were cast this turn. When Sentinel Dispatch leaves the battlefield, sacrifice all creatures you control. Madness, pay 6 colorless.
So that's
That
good.
is very good. That's Emrakul. Sorry, no, that's Sentinel Dispatch.
Yeah.
You know what? I really like mana. Like, really like mana.
The ramp comes home.
Oh, and we said it wasn't a ramp spell.
Can I see the card?
And the best, do you want to know the very best thing about
It's
this?
not an artifact anymore.
It's not an artifact
know,
anymore,
it's-
so your Soul Street hooligan cannot destroy.
How is this real?
That's so well, it's not. It's not. Again, that's the conceit of the show. It's not real. Wow, 4 mana
Thank
new
you.
Emrakul's pretty good.
Yeah?
And now, since I do have all these nice creatures at my disposal,
Oh my Gideon.
and this one has haste,
Oh, it does.
I'll tap it for 1 mana, I'll take 1 damage. Because the Sentinel Dispatch is pretty important to me right now. I'll equip it with my Kemba Samurai, so now it's unblockable and has Shroud.
Oh, yes.
Oh, wow.
Just checking, the equipment is an artifact.
The equipment is an artifact.
Okay.
And then I'll pass my turn.
Yeah, it's a good time.
Okay.
That's all I'd say.
I will untap, and now I will not draw, but good point. And because I don't want you to destroy my honor-worn Ezio Blinding Angel with your Soul Ring sniper machine.
That's what it is.
I will vindicate you somehow, to some extent.
You destroy me.
Do your creatures have flying?
Mine?
Oh, wait, no. They have like
They are
quadruple
flying like you wouldn't believe, son.
Which one of them has how many flying?
There are 6 levels.
But if you play the Norn's Annex, none of them can block. Well, actually, they can because.
It has flying.
Ay.
And I will put a graph counter on Command Tower Thalid Germinator.
Lovely.
I can't await the impact that the 1/1 sapling will have.
Well, you know what? I will still vindicate Thoralf. I will attack Jamin with my 2/2 Honor-Worn Ezio. It has trample and double strike and flying.
I'll take 4.
No. You don't block?
No.
I'll make it a 5/5.
He's seen this song before.
So your next turn, you don't attack?
The next two.
Turn after, you also don't attack. So now I will play another creature. It is a Kazul. What am I doing?
What are you doing?
You try.
Kazul Tyrant of the Cliffs becomes Kazul Tyrant Pit Fighter. Oh, that's fitting. It lost all of its ability. Now it says the Moriok are fools. They try hard to gain my favor. All I want is for them to die quickly, to join the ranks of the Min. It's a 7/6.
Wow, that's a really long flavor text.
It just has flavor text?
It just has flavor.
That's the flavor
It became
text
a
of-
vanilla Ogre Warrior.
Also, that's the biggest 7/6 I've ever seen.
It's that's the flavor text of Moriok Reaver from from Scars of Mirrodin. It was a vanilla creature and one of the few black cards of that set that didn't have the Phyrexian watermark.
You know a lot about Magic.
I have a weird Rolodex in my head. Can't remember lots of my friends and family's birthdays, but I can remember flavor text from sets that I did not play.
I will play Norn's Dark Imposter. Once again, it has flying for some reason. And just as a reminder, creatures with flying cannot block creatures without flying, and creatures without flying can block creatures with flying. It'll be your turn, but before, 5 damage to each Planeswalker I control. I will pay no life because our life totals are precarious and my life is at 5, and each of you will lose 1.
End of turn. I will use my soul.
So what is the sacrifice we're feeding to it?
I'm pretty sure the Shroud equipment should go.
Yeah.
I disagree, but all right. Hate on the player that got their land sacrificed.
Hate on the player that is going to get all their creatures sacrificed.
That it did seem personal.
I wouldn't even say we're even. We're just
We're getting there.
we're getting there. I enjoy that nobody can attack now that I don't have creatures. I will play a Cultivate. Now I really hope it doesn't get any lands. Let's see what it does. It becomes Cultivate denied.
Oh no, it does nothing.
It's an instant. For me. Create 5 1/1 human tokens. If this spell was cast from your graveyard, create 10 of those tokens. Instead, target opponent sacrifices a creature.
Oh wow, that is so much better than 2 lands.
I make 5 tokens, and whom should I target with the sacrifice?
Would you like me to sacrifice your creatures?
Whom would I target with the sacrifice? Jamin.
This one doesn't run. There you go.
Brisa.
Why do we keep speaking Spanish like it's Italian?
Hey,
no one in
Paella.
no one in Costa Rica is going on Brisa.
And that's it.
All right. Untap. Keep and draw. What am I going to do here?
I know what you're not going to do.
Attack.
You need to stop.
Look, all your creatures get
Oh, yes.
plus 1
Oh, useful. Great. Jazzed. I only have green and a single white. I'm going to cast Heliod, God of the Sun. And, oh yes.
Spice.
For a moment, I forgot.
Yes.
Heliod becomes Heliod Sliver Stomper.
No, please don't. Please
Okay. Legendary Charming Creature God, indestructible. At the beginning of your upkeep, if you have exactly 13 cards in hand, you win the game. Vigilance. All slivers have tap regenerates target sliver.
Wait, all slivers?
Yep.
He's a sliver stomp.
But I thought he stomped the slivers.
It's the old format of slivers, and yes, the stomping is seemingly on my own neck.
Yeah, everything's coming up Yamin after the rough start.
Well, now all I need to do is draw 10 cards and I'll be fine. Although I will put a +1/+1 counter on Helios.
Oh, because it's just a 7/6.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, it doesn't have the...
Well, it's an 8/7 now.
Great, fantastic. Well, it's an 8/7 + 1/1, so it's a 9.
Aren't you all
9/8.
grateful that I prevented Spice from attacking?
I love it.
Kinda.
Pass the turn.
I will draw. I will play a Guildless Commons. Now, I'm a bit afraid, but what could go wrong? It's a Reliquary Mana Barbs. It's a land legendary creature, Red Shaman. Trample, protection from blue, protection from red. When Reliquary Mana Barbs enters the battlefield, return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. Tap to add 2 mana.
Oh, so it does everything.
It seems absolutely busted.
Legendary
Unfortunately,
creature, Red
it's neither a sliver nor has haste.
But it entered the battlefield.
So what are you
It
bouncing?
did. I get to bounce something. Oh, I could bounce Sentinel Dispatch. No, that doesn't seem too good.
Doesn't it?
Wait, no, that seems very good. You play it again, you steal someone else's creatures.
Yeah, okay, I can get behind that, kind of. I will target my Sentinel Dispatch with it. Luckily, this only has protection from spells and permanents that were cast this turn.
And
Nice.
it's a land!
I didn't cast this. So this returns Sentinel Dispatch to my hand, and once it leaves the battlefield, I sacrifice all creatures I control. Now, in response to this trigger, I will tap all of my slivers for mana, taking 3 damage in the process, but also generating 9 mana.
9 mana?
10,
Yes, man.
10 mana.
The German joke.
10 mana in the process.
Oh, yes.
And then there you go, Toffel. You can have all your creatures back.
Oh, thank you. That's so nice.
Now, with 10 mana, there's a lot to do. For example, I'll cast my commander.
Oh, yes.
Zuludok Voidgorger. Zuludok becomes Zuludok Falls Floor.
Okay.
It has Cycling 2, Flying Defender, Bloodthirst 2. Now, you didn't lose any life, so I won't get those +1/+1 counters of Bloodthirst. It can tap so that target player draws a card, then discards a card. And once during each of my turns, I may cast a spell from my hand or the top of my library without paying its mana cost.
What?
Oh. Now, in contrast to a well-designed card with this text, this one doesn't allow me to look at the top of my library, but I will still use its ability to cast the top card of my library without paying its mana cost.
What if... Ooh.
Hey, there they are.
Yeah, I don't hate it. Azorius Greaves. 2 mana, legendary creature, human rogue, 4/5 defender, 3 mana until end of turn. Azorius Greaves loses defender and gains flying. For white mana, I can sacrifice an enchantment to destroy target enchantment, but it's all in one ability. And for 5 mana, I can counter target enchantment. I assume that means an enchantment spell.
Yes.
That's a lot of text. Also, I don't have white mana as of right now.
So we can say 2 things for sure. The fruit machine really likes defender.
Yes.
Flying.
Really likes flying.
All right, and then using my remaining 4 mana, let's recast Sentinel Dispatch. Let's see.
It's just Sentinel Dispatch.
Fruits in, fruits out.
Spice, I think it's...
Yeah,
it's
that
time
makes
to
sense.
have
It does make
I
sense.
really
It does
like
make
your
sense.
creature.
Well, you get my stuff, and there's now I can do about it.
And then to close things out, I'll cast a Suspicious Bookcase, which I really think does look suspicious, because let's see what it does. It's a Dreadship Bookstream. Now, even the old media is arriving on live stream.
I was gonna say, yeah.
It's a 2 mana 1/1 artifact creature insect that adds black to my mana pool for tapping, and whenever Bookstream deals damage to an opponent, I may put a goblin creature card from my hand onto the battlefield.
Oh, it's Goblin Lackey.
Does it have Defender?
It doesn't.
Oh, it is Goblin Lackey.
It's putting a different meaning to the phrase "hit the books." Ha ha! Ha ha!
Well, this Dreadship Bookstream will not attack this turn.
Neither will you with anything.
Yeah, no, I
Or
will.
next turn.
Yeah.
Well, the ups and downs of this game, everyone's board was scary, and now no one has a board except for Yamin. Oh, and me.
And with that, the Bookstream passes the turn.
It's the Bookstream specifically that passes the turn.
Yes,
Unfortunately, I
it is.
can't draw, because I don't have a draw step, but I also can't draw at the end of my turn because my life total is too low.
But on the bright side, you do get your 3rd counter.
I do get my 3rd counter!
Yeah!
Yay! And if I remove 3 spells at any time,
Hey,
I
instant
can
speed
make
blocker.
a 1/1 spore salad sapperling. It's neither a salad nor a spore. So I will play my island. That is just a land. And then
Almost went into the machine.
I will play a card that is usually quite good, but we don't know yet. And it's called Gideon Jura. But now it's just Gideon Plains. And Gideon Plains is the legendary Planeswalker Gideon Ogre Warrior. It's +2. His vampire creatures I control get +2/+0 and gain first strike until end of turn. Oh.
Pretty bad.
-2, untap all lands I control until the end of turn. Lands I control become 2/2 creatures that are still lands. What?
That's pretty good.
And it's 0 is target creature Planeswalker and opponent control phases out. If it's black, exile it instead.
Oh.
Just the untap all lands you control phrase seems very powerful to me.
It does. So I will. It's untap all lands.
Yeah.
No. Oh, what? That's bananas. Someone's dead. In that case, I will pay 3 and equip the Oath of Harsh Mentor Flame Blitz to this Kazul Tyrant Pit Fighter because it's huge. Oh, you have a lot of flyers, right?
This is flying. This is flying. I've got 3
Well,
flyers.
unfortunately, the creatures without flying are great at blocking.
Oh.
yes.
That's true.
Okay, there is one age-old method that I can think of to decide what I'm doing.
I'm just mad that you've taken.
Oh,
No!
All right,
That wasn't bad. That wasn't
It was a
bad.
really tough decision, but now you've made it so much easier.
I was looking at my stolen stuff, you bastard.
You look at stolen stuff, you lose. That's the age-old saying. Oh, -2 my Gideon, which will untap all of my lands.
The people who dwell in the past.
Oh,
Don't miss the present.
Now,
oh, fuck, I'm dead.
now that I have all these 2/2s and this giant ogre warrior, I'm going to attack you with the ogre warrior. I'll attack you with all the 2/2s, and I'll even make my ogre warrior a little bit bigger with my wizard. 34 damage.
I believe I'm on less than that, and I have no instant speed thing for green mana, so I am dead.
I do. I'll make an instant speed spore. Crowleys.
Nice. Sporkraline. My second favorite sci-fi novel.
I'll get my spore Crowling, and at the end of my turn, everyone loses 1 life.
How is that Soul Ring still in play?
I deal 5 damage to every Planeswalker. Goodbye, Gideon.
Oh, yes!
The oath giveth and it taketh away. And I will choose not to pay life.
Coward.
To draw cards.
I will choose to deal damage. 3 to each of all of you.
I might join you in the afterlife. very soon.
The age-old question. Maybe attack the person who can kill you.
And at the end of the turn, I will tap my Soul Ring to destroy your Honor Warren Exile
It's
Blind
been saving you by preventing people from dealing attack phases.
I'm very grateful for its services. Untap. Shoop.
Wait a minute. These are mine.
No!
I'm out. I'm out, so my stuff goes as well. Go, bloody heck.
Sentinel Dispatch, you should have gone better.
Things keep on happening. I love it.
Everything happens all the time.
I have 5 1/1s.
Yes.
And they all go to Jamin. Now, before you block, all your flying creatures can't block it.
But your creatures without flying can block.
My creatures without flying can.
But before you block, I would like to activate my Soul Ring. And that says creatures without flying can't block this turn. So now you have a dilemma. Creatures with flying can't block, but also creatures without flying can
I
block.
would say that's the opposite of a dilemma.
That's just, I take 5 damage.
And with that being said, I pass my turn.
I'll untap. I don't have a combat phase this turn, but maybe
Maybe?
Endbringer can save me.
Oh!
Also, this one adds 2 mana. Don't ask why, but the land just does that.
What's a guild commons? Somewhere. in its heart.
Despite everything, it is
Yes.
still a guildless uncommons, or whatever it's called.
It's a reliquary mana barb, actually.
How do you like Exuberant Panorama? Cycling abilities I activate cost up to 2 less to activate.
Nice.
And whenever a non-token creature is put into your graveyard from the battlefield, put a 1/1 white spirit creature token with flying onto the battlefield. Also, it's a zombie turtle. 6/6.
Oh.
And I'll also use the ability of Zuuldok
Oh, it's true!
to cast one of my spells from hand without paying it. No, actually, screw my hand.
would
I'll
you do
take the
that?
library.
Ah.
Okay, well, I can't even cast this one, so I
It'll
tried.
just stay there.
I can't attack, so I'll just pass the turn.
I mean, technically,
still play
you
something.
could still play it from your hand, because it's once per turn.
Okay, well, if that's how it works, and I'll trust you on how that works, I'll cast Not of This World.
Ooh!
This is my favorite name so far. It's Grist of This World. It's a tribal instant. All your creatures get +2/+2 until the end of the turn. Dredge 4.
If they could attack. Ooh!
So my creatures do get +2/+2, but they still cannot attack. Unfortunate.
Next turn they can.
Go ahead.
Okay, I will please beg you to not use your I kill Carl button. At least give me a turn.
You should use the I kill Carl button.
I think it seems like an optimal play.
Normally you have like an angel and a devil, but I feel like I have two devils. But you know what?
No, we're the angels actually.
This really.
I'm on your side.
If
We're
you-
Soul Ring friends.
That is true. And there's hardly anything I can imagine you can do without just dying when I want to. So just impress me. You know what? I'm the king. You have one turn.
Would you like a hat? If I give you a hat, will you not press that button for
That's
a
a
turn?
deal.
Here you go, my liege.
Thank you.
Now, are we saying that if this is impressive, you're not going to deal 3 damage, but if it isn't impressive, you pull the trigger?
There's a lot of pressure on this Nahiri.
Oh, Roman style.
You have to keep it sideways.
All right.
All right, let's see. Nahiri, you're my one chance. Nahiri, the Sulfur Elemental. It's a legendary planeswalker with Flash. +2, I can remove target creature from the game. Its controller puts a 1/1 colorless shapeshifter token with Changeling into play. -2, each instant and sorcery card in my graveyard gains flashback until end of turn. The flashback cost is equal to its mana cost. And -8, target player puts the top 10 cards of their library into their graveyard.
I mean, you whiffed on the end a little bit, but...
How impressive was it?
I'm amused. I love it.
And it will go away at the end of turn.
Not if I +2 it. I remove target creature from the game. Its controller puts a +1/+1 colorless token onto the battlefield. I will remove your Sentinel Dispatch.
It's gone. Oh.
I'm amused. I love this.
For some reason, I thought I'd only sacrifice the creatures I had stolen, but not. That's not how it works.
You do get a Changeling. with
I
fun.
did. I sacrificed it. I sacrificed.
Oh, this one, lovely. And in one final act of trying to keep your solidarity on my side, I will attack Jamin with Kazul, Tyrant of the Pit,
You earned yourself second place. I'm
and you
impressed.
with the Sapperling
Oh, God.
as a small sign of rebellion. If you destroy me on the stack, Jamin doesn't take the damage.
I don't like rebellions in my kingdom.
That's a power move, Carl.
I know, thank you.
You're lobbing a mushroom at a king.
I feel like you deserve this crown more than Toffel does with this attack.
Be careful with your words because you're spelling my doom.
If the small Sapperling gets to do its thing, I feel like you take the monarchy off of Toffel.
What do you say, my loyal advisor?
Kill. Like everyone, as many as you can. Get away with whatever you can
Advisor
until we kill
terrifies
you.
me.
Yeah, no, kill. I'd say activate Detective Dog. Just so I can say the phrase activate Detective Dog.
Carl, are you done declaring your attacks?
Yes.
I will accept them.
Oh, I love it.
No,
I'll also
my
pump
lord,
the Sapperling for
no.
3.
Okay, enough.
Okay, I lose the game.
Detective Dog, standing up for glory.
Strikes again.
So, Jamin, you are still alive.
Yeah, I go to 2. It's good that you saved your honor off the Sapperling token. Like,
I know.
oh, I forgot to sacrifice one of my creatures.
Oh, yeah.
And my loyal advisor, you may.
They may tap Detective Dog.
They have been on my side the whole game.
This is for stealing all of my bloody stuff.
No!
I have to forfeit to Detective Dog.
I've got to say, Spice enjoyed that too much.
Yeah, I can see why power corrupts now. I understand it. Amazing.
The ominous disc wasn't so ominous after all.
It was not that ominous, and I wish I could have played more cards. I really
Denied me a lot of mana, Carl.
did. It gave, it taketh away.
The ominous this giveth mana, taketh away.